A warm welcome on behalf of the Netherlands Business Council UAE at this special celebration of Dutch innovations in the UAE. Today is a very special event for us. It's without a doubt, it is and will be the highlight of 2020 for us. We all know that this year should have been the year of Expo 2020. A year where the Council, together with the Consulate General, would invite so many Dutch businesses to come to the UAE and celebrate. But 2020 has been the year where the world came to a still stand. It was not the year where the whole world would come together in Dubai, but it was restrictions on traveling, no trade missions, and also Expo 2020 got postponed. Well, that makes it extra special that we are coming together today to discuss the opportunities for Dutch innovations to capitalize on the new momentum of Expo 2020. It will be happening in Dubai in 2021. So today we come together to celebrate Dutch innovations and award 3 or 4 outstanding innovations that will not only win a place in the programming of Expo 2020, but they will also win a full-fledged startup package in the UAE, including a license, a visa, and office space at DAFZA, the Dubai Airport Free Zone Authority. And today we will also be the witness of the Netherlands Business Council UAE to be accredited by NLinBusiness. Today marks a celebration of our professionalism of our council. It celebrates the strong relationship we have with the Consulate General, with the Dubai Chamber, with the UAE authorities, with the Dutch business community in the UAE and in the Netherlands. Today we celebrate our relationship with you, with our members, and in the end, we are existing and we do everything that we do for our members, and we're very much committed to create value. So let's look at the agenda. First and foremost, it's important that you all understand how this works. So in your control panel, during the entire webinar, you can make sure that you can ask questions. Now, of course, because of the jam-packed agenda, we will not be able to answer all your questions, but rest assured, we will get back to you if your questions are not being answered by our panel. I'm very pleased to see so many of you in our attendees today. Like, we have a big audience, and that's why we do it as a business council, to serve you as our members. And it's good to also have His Excellency with us today, the ambassador to the Kingdom of the Netherlands, Mr. Lodi Embrecht. And we're very pleased, of course, that our Consul General and our big supporter, Hans Sandé, is also with us today and doing the opening remarks. After the opening remarks, Edo Offerhuis of NLinBusiness will take over, and then we will celebrate the signing of the NLinBusiness accreditation. Now, afterwards, we will move to our panel discussion. We have 4 of our jury members that will discuss the opportunities of the innovations to enter the UAE and using the Expo 2020 as the vehicle to come to the UAE and celebrate the innovations. A warm welcome, I think Dr. Abdallah is not here yet, but a warm welcome to Sean Forster, to Garrett Gallagher and Naveed Ahmed. We're very happy to have you in our panel discussion today. Then we will conclude with what everybody is coming for. Of course, we will announce the winners of the Embassy 2020 Awards, Water, Energy, Food, and the Nexus. So also a warm welcome to Pancho Buitenhuis, to Ajay Narain, and to Mr. Ali Al-Janabi, the Shell UAE country chair. We're very happy to have you with us today, and a warm welcome on behalf of us all. Now, this is special. We can also welcome a few little ones today, because it's in honor of the World Children's Day of the 20th of November, and we strongly believe as a council that children are our future, and innovations are the key to make a better planet for everyone. So a very, very special that these children are joining us today for these celebrations of Dutch innovations. Well, as you know, at the Council, we strongly believe that together we are stronger. And I'm very, very happy that I can now introduce to you the Consul General to the Kingdom of the Netherlands, Mr. Hans Sandé, for his opening remarks. Hans?
Well, there's Stephanie. I hope you can all hear me. Thank you so much for these nice words. And indeed, together we are stronger. That is absolutely true. And I think it's a cliche saying that in the COVID situation, the world has changed a lot. Indeed, we should have had a physical event today. And definitely, we should have had this event at our beautiful pavilion at the Dubai Expo. But of course, we had COVID, so the world has changed. But dear friends and dear colleagues, what not has changed is the entrepreneurial spirit of the Dutch business community worldwide, not only in Dubai, the UAE or the Gulf, but worldwide. And what you would always see is that strive for innovation, that strive for outperforming. And that is indeed what we will celebrate this afternoon via this award ceremony. And in that sense, Stephanie and dear guests, this ceremony is also, that's definitely the way I see it, an important building block in our common way and our common approach to the World Expo in Dubai to be held in October 21. As you all know, the topic that the Netherlands has chosen is uniting water, energy and food. And of course, we have a few words to say as the Netherlands on this topic. Agriculture. Perhaps some do not realize it, we are after the United States the second exporter of agricultural products and services. When it comes to water, it goes without saying, otherwise we would not have survived in the Netherlands. That's our business already for centuries and centuries. And when it comes to energy, there is a very strong focus on renewables in the Netherlands. And that of course relates to the Expo 2020. It's a story not only for the business community, in the UAE or in the Gulf, but for the business community and the broader community worldwide. Because if you realize that in 2050, the world population will consist of almost 10 billion persons, that's at least the projected number, and it goes without saying, given the scarcity of water and energy and food, you have to be innovative, you have to be creative, you have to be ingenious. And that, dear guests, is something that we would like to highlight, to showcase at the Dubai Expo 2020 to be held in October 21. It's also important to realize that our Expo participation is part of a bigger campaign, a campaign focusing on water, energy and food in the region, but indeed also beyond this region. But if I limit myself to the region, we have done already a lot. Not only we were very active with webinars, but also we have commanded some studies, regional studies, for instance, on distributing mapping, water mapping, hydrogen and solar. We also did several trainings in the Gulf region, for instance, vis-à-vis the Center for Arab Towns and also the EU GCC Clean Energy Network. And what is also important, and that perhaps links to the earlier picture, Stephanie, of the children and the younger people also participating in this event, is that there is a strong focus from the Netherlands also on young entrepreneurs and students. For instance, we have rolled out the Dialogues Through Film initiative, where we conduct engaging policy-based discussions on water, energy and food towards students, graduates and young professionals. To give you a few examples, in Saudi Arabia, for instance, we have the assistance Wageningen University in setting up a research project entitled Estimata, focusing on research of high-tech greenhouse solutions. A very important example that I can mention also in this context is the Green Factory in the Emirates initiative. It was announced this year, bringing together Dutch knowledge and technology in the agricultural sector. And the key of this project, and that's important, is not only the focus on agri-technology, but especially the link between agri-technology and water and energy efficiency. in a challenging local climate, of course, especially in this part of the world. Dear ladies and gentlemen, I think what we will see this afternoon, the awards ceremony, absolutely and perfectly fits in that tradition of the Netherlands being innovative, punching far above its weight if you look to the number of inhabitants and the relatively small size of our country. So in that sense, you're part of a beautiful tradition, and definitely we would like to highlight all the innovations at the Expo Pavilion next year. So definitely you have to be there. Indeed, together we are stronger. Thank you so much, Stephanie.
Well, thank you so much, Hans, for these inspirational opening remarks. And we are very much appreciative of all your support. Before we will go officially to the NL accreditation, I would like to say some words about the NL in Business accreditation as well. We all hope to do this during a gala evening and celebrate it, shake hands, and enjoy a dinner together. Because for the Netherlands Business Council UAE, this is a very important step to join an international hub network with NL in Business. It now has been, Edo, I think it almost has been 2 years that we started our conversations, that Dubai was marked as a city of opportunity and that our council could benefit from becoming part of an international network of hubs, sharing knowledge, learn from the best business practices, and professionalize its activities. Now, with the financial support of NL in Business, we could kickstart certain developments, such as expanding our team, offering flexible services, piloting onboarding members, and residing in a new office at the Lamborghini building. It's all contributing to expanding the solid business council foundation that the Netherlands Business Council UAE already has. A key phrase along this journey, as Hans said as well, is together we are stronger. Together we are stronger as a business community, as a network, and we have a voice, a real voice, and we can bring value to the UAE as a united Dutch business community. Now, being accredited today, that is an accomplishment of us as members, of us as an executive committee, of us as a team, and looking out for the best interest for the Dutch businesses to support and connect all of you. Now, as a network partner of NL in Business, we will be stronger in the years to come, and I'm looking so much forward to the journey ahead. So, Edo, again, a big thank you on behalf of the Netherlands Business Council, and it gives me a pleasure to give you the floor.
Yeah, Stephanie, thank you very much for these passionate words. It will be difficult for me to build upon these nice words and the phrases you mentioned. First of all, a warm welcome to you all. My name is Edo Ofhaus. I'm Managing Director of NL in Business. We have been initiated in 2017 by the Confederation of Dutch Business, that is VNO NCW and MKB the Netherlands, to support Dutch companies on an operational level in their international expansion. We have a very strong public network. We have a lot of high quality embassies and consul generals around the world. What we try to do is enhance that network with operational private business to business support. But I would also like to take this opportunity to thank the Consul General in Dubai, Hans and his team, for all the support they have given to this initiative in the last 2 years. The objective of NL in Business is to build a platform to support Dutch entrepreneurs in their international expansion. This is a digital platform, but also a physical platform, where we have learned the last couple of months that a lot of interaction can take place through digital means. But I'm also sure that you agree with me that at the end of the day, we need to meet in person. So the objective of this platform is to be a combination of physical and digital means to facilitate international trade and international expansion. Now, when we started this initiative, there were a lot of questions from Dutch entrepreneurs. Where should we expand to? What are the cities of opportunities? What are the growth regions? Now, we started from scratch with a blank sheet But even that, at that time, it was not that difficult to pinpoint 6 initial, what we call cities of opportunities. And Dubai was obviously one of them. So we started in 2018 with a visit. We spoke to Stephanie and the team, we spoke to Hans and his team, and we agreed on a roadmap how to work towards this lovely accreditation that we can celebrate today. The council, you as a member organization, offer fantastic services to your members, and we came with the idea, the concept, to enhance these services also to newcomers, to add soft landing services. And with soft landing services, we mean how to open a bank account in Dubai, how to register your brands, how to facilitate a trading operation to Saudi. All these kind of operational questions that entrepreneurs face in their day-to-day business. And for us, it is lovely that we came to the conclusion that we can work on this roadmap together and that we conclude that today. And that was also heavily supported by the Dubai Chamber, whom I would also like to thank for their support. But it was also a joint effort in the Netherlands. You have very strong links with the business community in Rotterdam, and we also received a lot of support from the Rotterdam community, the city council, Rotterdam partners, etc. So this is not an NLinBusiness activity. I would say this is powered by NLinBusiness, but it is dependent on all the support we have received from many people like you. Now, why have we selected Dubai? That is because we think Dubai is the critical landing spot if you want to expand into the Middle East. We can elaborate on that further, but I think from a Dutch perspective, it's obvious that if you want to start your operation in the Middle East, Dubai would be the first city to look at. And that's why we came to the conclusion that we should work with the council and the Consul General to establish this NLBusiness Hub in Dubai. Now, the goal of the accreditation is that we, and in all modesty, I would say so, we put a quality seal on the organization. Not a quality seal for the current members, they know how they're being serviced. Not a quality seal for the Dubai community because they're familiar with you. No, it's a quality seal for entrepreneurs in the Netherlands. There are many companies, many institutions that offer services to Dutch entrepreneurs in their international expansion. And by going through this accreditation process, we basically give our seal of approval of NLinBusiness, but through us also of VNO, NCW and MKB the Netherlands, to be our primary partner. And not only from the Netherlands, but this is also carried by your peers in cities like Kuala Lumpur, Bogota, Bangkok, Bucharest. There is a group of accredited cities of opportunities, and you become now member of them. So I would not only like to congratulate you on our behalf, but also on behalf of your peers, the other business councils in similar cities of opportunities. And we truly believe that we can enhance the relations you have with these cities. There are a lot of similarities between the economic development in Singapore and Panama and Dubai. So it's not only about connecting the Netherlands to Dubai, it's also connecting Dubai to other cities of opportunities to expand the opportunities and the horizon. Now, we started this process, like I said, 2 years ago. Lots of work have been done. We had also hoped that we could conclude the accreditation process at the Dubai Expo. But I would like to look forward. Lots of new innovations have shown up in the last couple of weeks. And we are convinced that in about 4 to 6 months' time, we should be able to travel again to Dubai to visit you in person. But also entrepreneurs should be able to travel again in 4 to 6 months. And I really look forward to meeting you in person. And that is basically my concluding remark. For now, this is the best we can offer. And I again would highly congratulate Stephanie and the team. And once again, thank Hans and his team for all the support. And we will have to do with digital means for the next couple of months. But the Dubai Expo is planned. The opportunities are still there. And I can promise you that Dutch entrepreneurs will visit you as soon as possible to build a stronger bilateral relationship and drive business forward. Thank you very much. And have a lovely meeting. I will stay in the meeting, But thank you for the opportunity to congratulate.
Thank you so much, Edo. Thank you so much for your words, and thank you so much for your confidence in the Netherlands Business Council UAE. And we are very much looking forward to welcome you here back once there is an opportunity to travel again. Can I please ask Hans also to join this very special moment? Hans, could you switch on your camera? Fantastic. Well, what you can see here on the sheet is what we have physically in front of us. So we are very happy that all of our members can join us for this official moment that we will sign the accreditation of NLinBusiness. We're happy to be part of it. Grab the pen. Super. It's signed. Well, this is an awkward moment, isn't it, to do this digitally? But thank you so much. And I'm very happy that the Netherlands Business Council UAE is now part of the international network hub of NLinBusiness. Thank you so much, Hans. Thank you so much, Edo. I'm looking forward to the journey ahead. Okay, well, let's move on to our panel discussion. We have a panel discussion with industry experts on Dutch innovations in the UAE, and I would like to introduce to you our moderator of today, Mr. Willem van den Hoogen. Willem, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Stephanie. Again, also different than standing on a stage and having a great panel. I also would like to ask our panel member, Mr. Sean Forster, Professor Extraordinary of the University of Stellenbosch Business School, Dr. Abdullah Al-Hamadi, Chief Executive Officer of the Mohammed bin Rashid Solar Park, DIWA, Mr. Garrett Gallagher, EY Partner, and Mr. Naveed Ahmed, Senior Marketing Officer at DAFSA, to join me, put on your video screens, and yeah, I have some interesting questions. So in the panel discussion, we will talk about the business opportunities the Expo 2020 Dubai will bring, and how important innovative Nexus solutions are to the region. We organized this part, this Embassy 2020 Awards, because we as the Netherlands Business Council are connecting businesses, creating opportunities, and we believe in innovation. And then this once in a lifetime event of the Expo 2020, we thought we have to organize something in bringing Dutch innovations to this region and bringing Dutch innovations towards Expo 2020. So I have an interesting question to Mr. Forster. In your opinion, how can Expo 2020 Dubai make a difference to the success of promising innovation in this region?
Well, thank you, Willem. And I would put it into three categories. Whether Expo 2020 next year is a physical event of a magnitude previously foreseen, or most likely the world's first hybrid World Expo with an exceptional physical event, but also massive digital amplification. The opportunity lies in three areas, and I'll put it under three headings: connect, facilitate, and accelerate. Business, innovation, and so on. It's about the convening power of a World Expo to connect business to business and business to government, but also investors and startups and philosophers and artists to new opportunities. Secondly, to facilitate physical events, business programming events, theme weeks, but also to facilitate those connections in the digital space. You call it curated matchmaking, not just leaving it to serendipity, but creating catalytic moments to unlock new value. And then finally, under the heading of accelerate, we can connect, we can facilitate, but unless there's deal flow, new scientific exchange, things won't happen. So we need to create a space to accelerate progress, to accelerate value creation. By acting as a World Expo, and all of us in our business councils, our embassies, and our pavilions as a hub for innovation, for trade, for investment, for talent, for people-to-people connections. So I think what it requires from us to unlock this opportunity is probably a little bit of a paradigm shift in our thinking, from where we were in January this year, when we were thinking of this exceptional event with only a physical footprint, to now thinking about Expo 2020 as an event in this hyper-connected digital space first, and then a physical manifestation of the event on the Expo site and in pavilions in Dubai and the UAE, leveraging Dubai and the UAE's reputation as a hub for doing business, for trade, for investment, and for talent. So I think the opportunity has become much bigger. It's not just the exceptional event in Dubai, but it's an exceptional event of global magnitude, also in a digital space.
Yeah, so we have a big revolution in a way, where a long time ago the exhibition in Paris was a place where people come, and now this year 2020 makes the shift that the Expo 2020 becomes a global digital hybrid event, which is definitely to make it bigger than it already was. My question also to you. You have experienced part of the Expo Live in your previous role, and you must have seen many innovations around the world. When you review innovations from the Netherlands, what specifically catches your attention?
You know, when we launched Expo Live 5-6 years ago, when I was still involved in that program, something that always stood out to me from the Dutch applications, besides being an innovative business model and cutting-edge technology, was a strong sense of purpose. And because without purpose, we cannot be successful. Balancing profit, our relationship with people, and our relationship with nature. And I think that the social enterprises that got funded by Expo Live all had that sense of purpose, of contributing, applying a business model to a social or environmental challenge. And that makes it really not unique, but admirable.
Okay. Mr. Gallagher, are you visible by any chance for a second?
Yeah.
I think Garrett. You're there. Yeah. To follow up on that, Garrett, if you look at scalability, what takes it for one of the participating Netherlands innovation to commercially make it in this region?
Well, Willem, first of all, thank you for allowing me to join this panel. And having sat through some of the presentations from the applicants, it was very clear there is no shortage of energy, passion, and innovation about their product. That comes 100% from everyone I had the opportunity to listen to. But what wasn't so frequent was what to do with that, how to scale the opportunity in the region, but also beyond. And I do remember asking one of the panelists a question, or one of the applicants a question about, so how are you going to represent the Netherlands on a global platform? And I think there's a lot of work to do with some of the entrepreneurs to really drive out. So a couple of things I would say that needs to be true. One is to really think about your channels to market. And I saw many examples of people going for some kind of alliances or some kind of extrapolation through local customers and practices to some people who were actually trying to take it into the market on their own. Both are very much acceptable. Number two, in innovation, Moore's law would tell us that in exponential growth, you need to cut your costs dramatically. And I think there is a lot of opportunity for every one of the innovations and panelists and applicants to really think about how do they drive the cost of production to make their product more scalable. And finally, what I would say is really need to think global. Dubai is a global. Dubai has a global mindset. Expo in Dubai, as Sean said, is an exceptional platform to be, used to allow these organizations to go further. One thing that I really enjoy about Dubai is something happens every time I come through DXB airport. I come in from being all over the world, and when I arrive in Dubai, I feel that everything is possible. the support you get from the government, the support you get from local business, and the support you get from organizations like you guys is amazing. And it's something that I would not take for granted. And I travel a lot, but when you come into Dubai, really, really sees that energy and that platform to grow globally. So for me, is there's a lot of passion for your products. There is not enough, I think, thinking in some of the things that we've seen around how do you scale your product, how do you make it price competitive globally, and really using this platform as a global opportunity.
Okay, very clear comment, and I think also a good advice and recommendation to all the innovations being part of this webinar. If you would look yourself, you have a wide experience in the field of energy and related to it. If you would say at the moment in this region, what is the most pressing issue in the field of food, water, and/or energy that you would say needs a major overhaul at the moment or in the due future, Garrett?
I think for me, there were so many of the innovations that came to try to solve a food problem, be it a vertical farming or access to water. But actually, one of the things that I think there's an opportunity with all of the innovations, and we started doing this, panelists, we remember talking about this during the assessment, is actually, if you think about the integration of renewable, clean, and distributed energy, along with abundance of good, clean water, supported by some food innovations, what we actually saw was an opportunity for all three of those to sit together to make an accelerated impact. And I would encourage all of the innovations to think and look a little bit to the side, to say, okay, I have an opportunity to create more abundant, more carbon neutral or net zero carbon energy. What can I do with that in the context of creating more abundant and local food? So my encouragement is not necessarily one of them has a priority or primacy, but when we saw those three things coming together, that then becomes a really compelling opportunity. So my ask of all of the innovators on this webinar, whether successful or not, is to use this network to really work together across the supply chain and across the vertical of energy, water, and food for the benefit of each other and the benefit for the region. There are so many opportunities in there that just could be connected. So I'm sure with your help, we could continue this journey together.
Yeah, very nice, very clear comment. Mr. Navid, as part of DAFSA, you see many companies, innovative companies from abroad come over. What is it from your impression? What do most successful foreign innovative companies expanding in the UAE have in common? Could you maybe give me a bit of an information how your view is on that?
Certainly, thank you so much for having me today on this auspicious event. It would be really challenging for me to identify just one factor that is common amongst innovative companies. However, based on my experience in DAFSA, where we are supporting and facilitating a community of over 1,650 companies belonging and coming from various sectors, industries, nationalities, localization would be on top of that list. The degree of localization may vary, and within the domain of localization, there are several factors that may be taken into account and into consideration, such as including onboarding local talent with expertise not in just running and operating the business and within that sector and industry, but also have access to the network of key enablers and stakeholders in the region and beyond the region as well. This would include both from government and private sector to be able to leverage the opportunities, lobby to mitigate the challenges, thinking of innovative ways to solve challenges, and meeting the requirements of regulators and end consumers. The local talent that could be very, very helpful for these companies, could solve major challenges that these businesses face, such as adapting the local practices, cultural requirements, the cultural context, also localization in terms of building partnership with established local players would support in enabling the ecosystem for these innovative companies, providing the launch velocity for future-oriented innovations. Lastly, it is also about understanding and establishing the right setup in order to scale smoothly across different geographies. So the innovative companies that are coming to the region, of course, as my fellow panelist, Mr. Gerard mentioned, Dubai is where everything happens. And you need the people to who know how to make it happen and have them on board, have their buy-in, so that it could essentially be helpful to create those win-win partnerships and competitiveness in the local scenario and given the local practices.
Okay, thank you for the elaborate comment. Mr. Abdullah, welcome. I hope you can hear us well. May I straight off ask you a question? From your experience out of DEWA, if you would have to give one key pressing issue at the moment which this region or the UAE is facing in the field of food, water, and or energy, which key pressing issue do you hope is history in 10 years from now?
Thank you very much for having me here, and I really appreciate all the efforts that have been done to have this event a success, and would like to congratulate all the teams for their innovative ideas. I have 3 points actually to address the question you have asked for. There is one that has been kind of like changed gradually, which is the mindset itself. The sustainable living and practices that can be put needs to be suitable to fit the needs of a geographic location within the world, but the whole context is actually global, where everybody can collaborate. And I would say here, from engineering perspective as well as from a leadership or management perspective, I think the mixture of both art and science play a big role to have that collaboration done, and that will come up. I mean, and then we will be forgetting all the issues that have been associated with this, where you really have the product. However, these youth, young people, innovators, and or from different ages, investing in their thought, in their ideas, and also then directing them to investing wisely in building capacity of their self and their team, can really come up with a platform that will become a norm, where a priority of sustainable living becomes a normal practice. So the second point is actually the themes that are around, the trends. We need to actually harmonize the unharmonized. So if you want to do a retrofit, you also need to be wise on whether the geographic location is already there, or is it with a developer. So if you're working from scratch on a project, it would differ than you are retrofitting an existing platform. And then the third one is on investing wisely. I think there is a lot to do with building materials that we can improve, as well as having that water, energy, as well as food harmony together to deliver that benefit or that value required within either the social, economical, or environmental perspective. And that has to be linked to kind of like career path development of some people. For example, in UAE, we have we are looking forward for the year 250s, and we are planning for that from now. And some people predict the future, but I think the smart way is to invent it. We need to invent, have an innovative way to be globally diverse in our thought, And of course, the potential for business is a lot. It's just like how the mindset of the entrepreneur or the researcher or the scientist or that leader is how can build the capacity around the potential or the opportunity. So, and by identifying and analyzing and letting the team explore the different win-wins that could happen as a quick, because everything is going fast. So some people grow their business, they start early and they just stay there. They don't exit early. They love it. So passion is important to be also linked to that career path development of the youth, because there's a lot of youth innovators, and we are, especially in DIWA, supporting universities around the world for the Solar Decathlon event. It's a context of 10 criterias, and then the winning house was Virginia Tech, a very smart house, greenhouse. It would be shown in the Expo 2020 that's coming in 2021. And the solar park is we have the physical platform, and we were actually proud of one of the Dutch teams, Eindhoven team, have participated, as well as there are a lot of universities from the region, from UAE, the region, and around the world. Very inspiring youth. So yes, I agree with all of you who have mentioned our focus on building the human capital, supporting them. We need to be passionate just like them. Maybe sometimes we direct their ideas to fit the other needs. So thank you very much for having me, and I hope I answered your question.
Thank you. And I would like to thank all the panel members and also being part of this jury. It was a very interesting day we had together and whole jury process. Then we would like to continue now towards the award ceremony, and we will not leave the attendees too excited to wait who's going to win. And I would like to hand over now to Stephanie, if she's around. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Good luck, everyone.
Thank you.
Yes, let me also thank this panel, for the high-level conversation. It's really, really great that you're sharing your wisdom with all the innovations that are out there. And I hope that they have listened to your advice and that they take it into account, because there are many opportunities, as you're saying, here in this region. So let's capitalize on it. Thank you, Garrett. Thank you, Dr. Abdullah. Thank you, Naveed. And thank you, Sean. It was a pleasure to have you with us today. Let's go now to the moment that we all have been waiting for. We are going to go to the NBC 2020 Awards, celebrating Dutch innovations in the Nexus Water, Energy and Food. Yes, Dr. Abdallah, you can also switch off your camera.
Yeah.
Now, next to those 4 high-level jury members that we just saw, we also have in our jury Mr. Ajay Narain of LeasePlan Emirates, Mr. Pancho Buitenhuis of Boskalis, and Mr. Wil Mos from Shell. Now, organizing this award ceremony has been a challenge for everyone involved. Everybody put a lot of time and effort in it. So let me be grateful to all of you that you have been part of this jury and that you have looked to the many, many applicants that we have received for the NBC 2020 Awards. Now, the prizes are amazing as well, and we are very thankful also to be able to offer these prizes to our winners. They will not only become part of Expo 2020 and a thematic week of the Expo 2020 Netherlands Pavilion, but they also will receive all the support of the Netherlands Business Council UAE, as well as that the winners of the Water, Energy and Food will also get the full-fledged startup package at DAFSA, so they can localize, they can get the office space, they can get the visa and the license. So without further ado, let us go to the first award that is going to be handed out today. It will be the Boskalis Water Awards. So if we can move to the next slide. And if I can invite Mr. Pancho Buitenhuis from Boskalis to join me.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. We as Boskalis are proud to be able to sponsor the NBC Water Award to help support Dutch companies and stimulate sustainable innovation in the region. look forward to see the winning innovation features during the Expo 2020. I'd like to support him in his journey. As Boskalis, we fully endorse the United Nations sustainability goals, and we aim to contribute to them. Through our dredging business, we strengthen our contribution to climate change adaptation, to support countries and communities to adapt to and mitigate the impact of more extreme weather patterns. Particularly on our focus areas are climate change, biodiversity and ecosystems, local community and development, employee and talent development, and safety. From the 10 outstanding applications for this innovation award, we selected 3 candidates, namely Groasis, Hydroloop, and Holland Water. Starting with Groasis. Hi, Peter.
Maybe, Pancho, it will be nice to also invite the participant to switch on their camera so that we can see if you talk on behalf of the innovations, that's who's who. So can I please ask Holland Water, Groasis, and Hydroloop to switch on their cameras, please? Thank you.
Hello. We will start with Groasis. Hi, Peter. Your aims through your tree solution to develop and implement cost-effective and simple solutions to make it possible to produce trees in extreme climates, difficult soils with minimum water requirements, and thereby reducing the carbon footprint impressed the jury. I made you one of the 3 candidates for this award. The final round, we as jury had the following feedback on your presentations and your latest pitch. You are somehow who has invented his own product, which raises a lot of sympathy with the jury. Without doubt if it would be the right product to promote during Expo 2020, but let's see. Jury members believe this is a great and groundbreaking innovation, but it is going to need a lot of help to commercialize your product. The jury did have some doubts on the commercial model. The jury really liked about Groasis was the water-saving technology and the carbon reduction by planting trees in an unused available land. Jury members liked your passion and the energy we believe can make the difference to make your product successful. Next candidate was Hydroloop. You developed a product, Hydroloop, which is an effective and economic alternative source to reuse grey water inside the building. This water treatment technology recycles grey water, reducing the amount of water significantly, and which is applicable on small-scale buildings, which impressed the jury and made you one of the 3 candidates also of this award. The final round, we as jury had the following feedback. The product is a good technology that can focus on the opportunity within the food, water, energy sector for companies in the Middle East. But the jury is worried that there might be a problem with exporting the product to the world. The commercial approach is advanced and well developed. We believe that Hydroloop could work more on its product innovation and the supply chain. We also believe that Hydroloop is one of the most promising game changers, and that they can have the capabilities and the right people to make it happen, especially in the UAE market. And the last of the 10 contestants, Holland Water. We selected you on your innovative water technology for making tap water feasible and the plastic pollution of single-use water bottles, and make it not only possible in the Netherlands to drink water from the tap, also in other countries. The way you have brought copper, silver ionization to a higher level, and also your ambition to improve your product has impressed the jury and made you one of the 3 candidates for the water award. The final round, the jury had the following feedback. We addressed one of the biggest problems in the water industry. Looking at Expo 2020, the jury feels like this is a product that brings a solution that is applicable to the entire world. Looking at the UAE region, the jury feels like Holland Water can do a lot of good work since it's not normal to drink water from the tap in the region. The prospects of reducing the use of plastic bottles and drinking tap instead of is very appealing to the jury. Questions arise how successful Holland Water could be in a highly regulated environment, such as the UAE. As we see a lot of potential, we felt that Holland Water needs to first solve potential regulation problems if they want to make water more potable in the area. All three innovations impressed us, and the decision was difficult to make. But we felt the Boskalis Award should go to the winner.
Groasis!
Dank jullie, dank jullie wel.
Congratulations,
We zijn er
Peter.
heel blij mee. Dank u wel.
Congratulations,
Peter, do you
Peter.
want to say some words? Like Pancho really wants to tell you first why he has chosen you as a winner.
Hi, Peter. Yeah, from the 10 outstanding applications, 1 second. From the 10 outstanding applications for this Innovation Award, we selected you, Groasis, because you impressed the judges with its potential to contribute to the challenge of both water availability and carbon storage, topics that are critical to sustainability development in this region and the wider world. Something also Boskalis promotes. What the jury really liked about Groasis was the water-saving technology and carbon reduction potential created by planting trees in an unused available land. Jury members liked the passion and energy put into this innovation, and we believe that it can make the difference to make this product successful in the long run, and we are very excited to help you in this process.
All
Thank you
right,
very
thank
much.
you, Pancho. Peter, do you like to say some words?
Yes, I think it's a real honor that you have chosen our company as the winner of this Boskalis Water Award. And the honor is actually even bigger because our two other participants had such good products that actually I thought we didn't have any chance at all. So there always has to be one winner, but I also want to congratulate my partner competitors in this way. Being the last three with us, I think I feel a winner with you three. And I want to be, of course, I'm very thankful for the Netherlands Business Council to organize this event. I think you made a great thing out of it with all the COVID troubles that we had, super communication. And I promise you all that we will not disappoint you with this award. We will get out of it what it is possible.
Thank you so much, Peter, and congratulations indeed to all of you. And for me, you are all winners. So thank you again, Pancho. Thank you, Peter and Leo. Thank you, Sabine. Thank you, Peter. And we hope to see you at Expo 2020 in 2021. Thank you all.
Thank you. Bye.
So let's move then to our second award, the LeasePlan Emirates Energy Award. Can I please ask Ajay to make himself visible? Yes, hello, Ajay. And can I also ask all the candidates to join us? Ajay, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Stephanie. Well, of course, I'm Ajay Narayan. I'm the Managing Director for LeasePlan Emirates. And for those who don't know too much about LeasePlan, LeasePlan was first established in 1963 in the Netherlands. And it's one of the world's largest vehicle leasing and fleet management companies, operating in over 30 countries. It fully endorses the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations, which is also reflected by the fact that LeasePlan was one of the founding members of EV100, which is a forum or a body of corporates aiming at the reduction of carbon emissions. So I would also like to take this opportunity to thank the Netherlands Business Council for organizing this event to celebrate Dutch innovations. And in particular, Stephanie, Tanika, Willem, for their hard work, and also for providing LeasePlan Emirates the opportunity to sponsor the Energy Award. And I wouldn't, last but not the least, I would also like to thank my co-jurors who, during the selection of the winners, we had quite some debates and healthy ones. And of course, we were able to reach a consensus. And at the end, I would like to thank everyone else and the participants as well for participating at a time which is unprecedented in our lives, and for making this event a success. Before I talk about the nominees or the finalists, right? Of course, I think all three who are there in the running for the LeasePlan Emirates Energy Award should feel proud, because you were selected from a long list of applicants. So as Stephanie was saying earlier, in my view, all three of you are winners. But of course, unfortunately, we can only give the award to one party. Right. So moving on to the three nominees or finalists in alphabetical order. So I'll start with the Airshade, right? So Airshade has made the world's first air-powered shading device. Right? It has invented a fully off-grid and self-regulated shading system for buildings and infrastructure. It is a high-performance and intelligent, sustainable shading system that works on the physical principle of air expansion. The device responds to solar intensity and moves accordingly, offering optimal protection and cutting down on cooling expenses. So the jury, we really liked the product, though there was a debate about the scalability and maintenance, but we really liked the concept and the fact that it was based on a physical principle of air expansion. Moving on to the second nominee, the Dutch Marine Energy Center, or DMEC. And DMEC, of course, is an accelerator for marine energy solutions. It believes that the enormous amount of energy stored in our oceans, seas, and rivers will be a crucial driver to realize our global energy transition and will foster sustainable growth. By advancing innovation, mobilizing capital, and shaping policies, DMEC creates multi-purpose energy solutions for a wide variety of markets. From the jury's perspective, the concept of extracting energy from tidal waves was really appreciated. It is a solution that can be used for centuries to come, and that it can be used all around the world. The jury felt that this was actually the product's core strength. Though there were some discussions on how DMEC would display the benefits of this product during the Expo 2020, but the jury did agree that the economic and environmental impact that this product has is huge. And the jury felt that the product could really make a difference. In addition, the jury also recognized the scalability of the product. Moving on to the last nominee, Zigzagsolar. Of course, Zigzagsolar is making energy harvesting facades, turning sustainable dreams into reality. Zigzagsolar shows the power of both Dutch design and technology. The solar modules would make the world a better place by offering affordable, good-looking, high-performance solar facades that would help in the fight against climate change, air pollution, depletion of scarce resources, power cuts, and grid instability. In the jury's view, the presentation was quite enlightening. The product was also quite unique, and the presenter was very passionate about the product. So that's the overview of the three nominees. And I'm very happy to be presenting the LeasePlan and Emirates Energy Award to the winner, who is
Zigzagsolar.
Zigzagsolar. Congratulations.
So congratulations, Wim.
Congratulations,
can you tell
Mr.
us, why did you select Zigzagsolar? Why did you choose from these amazing innovations Zigzagsolar?
It was about the simplicity of the product, right? The Dutch design and the technology that was involved. the fact that the solar modules, would offer an affordable, good-looking, high-performance solar facade. And of course, it would enhance the fight against climate change, air pollution, depletion of scarce resources, power cuts, and grid instability, which is also witnessed in a lot of parts across the globe. So, and of course, as I said, we really loved the passion of Mr. Wim van der Waal, right? So about the product, it was quite enlightening and a very unique product. So congratulations to all three, right? Of course, we can only have one winner, but I must compliment all three of you because the products really reflected the Dutch innovations that are there in the energy arena.
Fantastic.
So
congratulations. Wim, would you like to say something?
Yeah, first of all, thank you very much. I'm really honored. I didn't expect this because the competition is really fierce. So I'm a bit speechless, but yeah, so what we saw was what we heard this morning of this afternoon for you. Dubai is where it happens, and I think Dubai is also where we can make a big contribution. So that's what we've been working for, and so that's what we hope we can make a great success together with all of you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Wim, and thank you also, Nicola. Thank you also, Britta. Thank you, Ajay. You're all winners to us. And please also stay tuned because we also have the Shell Nexus Award waiting. And who knows, one of the water, or one of the energy, or one of the food award will win the Nexus. But again, a big thank you and congratulations to Zigzagsolar. And we looking very much forward to see you all on Expo 2020 in 2021. And a special thank you to Ajay.
Thank you, Stephanie, and thank you to the Netherlands Business Council once again for organizing such a great event.
Thank you so much. Well, then we move on to the NLinBusiness Food Award, where we also have very, very great candidates, Ridder, Protifarm, and Certain. Can I please ask Navid Ahmed to join us and tell us a little bit more about these wonderful candidates and announce the winner.
Thank you so much, Stephanie, and it's a pleasure to be a part of this jury and learning about such great innovations coming from Netherlands. Food demand increases as the global
participants switch on the cameras. I'm sorry to interrupt, Navid, but I forget to ask all the participants to join us, and that's, of course, it's all about the participants. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Perfect. Yes, while food demand increases as the global population continues to grow, the number of the agriculture population is decreasing due to demographic aging, unstable wages, and strict work environment. Environmental issues caused by the climate change and abnormal weather patterns have led to unstable agricultural production. To tackle these global food-related issues, it is necessary to establish a stable and sustainable agricultural production system by saving labor and reducing heavy work, and by creating a cultivation environment that is not affected by climate. Most of all the nominees that have made it to the end fulfill this very promising proposition to answer these challenges that we face today. So without any further ado, the first nominee, which is Ridder, is a Dutch family-owned company and a supplier of smart inside greenhouse technology. The impressive Ridder Nona Plus is the world's first water treatment unit that enables sodium to be removed selectively and allows growers to recirculate their irrigation water for a whole season and save on fresh water use and the loss of expensive fertilizer. The technology allows growers to reduce yield losses due to sodium accumulation, cut water and fertilizer cost by up to 80%, and minimize water wastage and guarantee worry-free continuous recirculation on a sustainable basis. The jury liked the fact that Ridder is producing more with less water and thinks that this can be a great way to market their product. Ridder has great plan from technical aspects and could use more work on the commercial side. Our second nominee was Protifarm. Protifarm's high-tech vertical farming and processing facility in the Netherlands produces innovative and sustainable ingredients for the food industry and human consumption made from insects. Insects are packed with nutrients. They multiply quickly and have short life cycles. They require far fewer resources to raise than other animals, emit minimal amounts of CO2, and also solve another problem. They consume their own waste. Protifarm offers a highly scalable solution to feed the world and deliver upon the increasing demand for more sustainable nutrition. The fully automated insect farming concept is the same as feed-based insect farmers. From a jury's perspective, the problem they are solving and the way they are solving it is seen as very powerful. The products they were thinking about seem really innovative and help huge problems like food sustainability and climate change. Meanwhile, the jury also understand that Protifarm would face challenges in terms of end consumer acceptance, and there might be a hurdle that people need to get over when eating products with insects. Next is, and last but not the least, Surthon, a family-owned company again with over 120 years of experience in horticulture based in the Netherlands. In August 2018, Surthon implemented the Supreme Air technology in the UAE. Almost 1 hectare semi-closed greenhouse for the production of tomatoes was built in the desert of Abu Dhabi. The Supreme Air greenhouse is currently yielding 2 times more food per meter and using 1/4 the water. And stacked up against traditional field farming, it is 32 times more water efficient while producing 10 to 16 times more food per area. This innovation answers on the increasing demand for safe and healthy food, which is sustainable and produced locally. By this innovation, a major step towards actual food security has been taken. The step towards the production of fresh and healthy vegetables with sustainable use of water, energy, and raw materials in the Gulf region. The jury members received the idea very well. The jury feel that the need of defining how Surthon would be consuming and generating its own energy to be a really powerful product. The jury liked the fact that Surthon is trying to be more flexible in terms of the produce. They also complemented their scalability. Very promising product for the UAE region as well. However, the difference between a normal greenhouse and the Surthon greenhouse is what really challenged jury in a lot of matters and issues. And we had a very constant debate on that. Without any further ado, and on request of the NBC, I hope you got the drum rolls. And the winner is Protifarm.
Protifarm! Yay! Like, I know that Protifarm is here, but he is unable to open his camera. But thank you so much, Naveed. Can you tell us, why did you choose for Protifarm?
Protifarm definitely what role they are playing in solving some of the key issues that we face today, not generally in this part of the region, but as a global human concept. The nutritional value that they bring reduces also while reducing global footprint in the most effective way. It's brilliant what they are doing, and a very well-deserved award. Although, as you mentioned, everyone is a winner. In light of, from a jury's perspective, Protifarm could really make a difference in this space.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Like, Tom, can you make yourself audible? Like, can we hear you? I think he has really technical problems, which is a shame, but like he is the winner, and like congratulations to Tom Moorman, who is the CEO of Protifarm, and also congratulations to Serten and Ridder. Like you have been great contestants, and like I'm sure that we're gonna see you a lot here in this region. So thank you all, and also thank you Navid for joining us and for being the jury or part of our jury members. Thank you all, and let's move on. And please stay tuned because we are now going to go, and you can keep on your cameras. I'm going to ask all the participants to switch on their camera, and then I would like to ask Mr. Ali Al-Janabi, the country chair of Shell, to also switch on his camera. Mr. Ali, there you are. I can see.
Hope you can see me well.
Like, this is very exciting because this is the Shell Nexus Award, and it's going to be the ultimate winner of the 9 contestants in terms of uniting water, energy, and food. The floor is all yours. I hope like that not everyone has left. No, like we still have a lot of participants here. Thank you, Mr. Ali. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Stephanie, and it's a pleasure to take this opportunity now. So, Ambassador Lodi, I understand you're here. Consul General Hans, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's really a great pleasure to be with you here today. As you know, from the start of this year, Shell announced its partnership with the Kingdom of the Netherlands for the Expo2020 Pavilion as a national partner. This is a partnership that's really of great honor to us, and of course, if I really just reflect on the Dutch culture, it's very much part of our company identity. As you probably know, that Royal Dutch Shell was created back over 100 plus years in 1907, when it was a merger between the British Shell Transport and Trading Company and Royal Dutch Shell, and that merger brought together the global trading reach of Shell with the strategic vision and financial brilliance of the Royal Dutch. And on this occasion, I'd also like to thank the Netherlands Business Council for its support in making our partnership happen in Expo. Shell is really, again, a very proud member of the NBC since its establishment some 20 plus years ago. And we've seen this at first hand, how this business council has grown with successes over the years. I'm also delighted to say that Shell is really honored and privileged to sponsor the council's Nexus Award. And I'm humbled to be there to announce the winner, having really heard the last 3 sessions. But before that, let me just talk a little bit about the energy, water, and food nexus, if I may. Something that's also close to my heart, being a civil and environmental engineer, where the water and the food parts plays very strong. And of course, now I work for an energy company, so all three play together. I think, clearly many of you probably are aware of the Netherlands Pavilion in terms of the climate system, the biotype, which very much unites the water, food, and energy nexus together, and that's really the precious essentials of life. And if I then reflect back to Dubai, Dubai is an excellent example of this. If you go back, only a few decades ago, where Dubai was very much a vast desert, and of course no longer it is. And of course, if you get the opportunity to visit the 125th floor of the Burj Khalifa deck, the world's largest building, happens to be here, of course, and on a clear night, you really can see the glitters of the neighborhoods really stretching at a far distance. And it's only a few countries that have been able to develop as quick as the UAE. Skyscrapers, cars, shopping malls, and symbols of success are clearly there. But of course, as you get through with this rapid development, you also get a very much steep population rise. And of course, that brings environmental and societal challenges together. And then, of course, the demand for the water, the energy, and food, and competing demands has actually soared. And we compare this with the arid region that we're in. There's agriculture producers, desal plants, and clearly oil and gas projects, very much, and industrial projects, I should say, and consumers are very much competing for those essentials of life. And therefore, this complex trio requires an analytical approach, focusing on ways and how these different components interact with one another. Because they are very much interdependent on one another. And then with this in mind, and this combination of the Nexus, I'm really proud to announce the winner of the Nexus Award, which I'm not sure if it's me or you, Stephanie, who's going to announce it. Or shall we get the drums first?
The honor is all yours, Mr. Ali.
And with honor and privilege, it is the Dutch Maritime Energy Center, the DMEC. So congratulations to Brita and team over there. Really sincere congratulations, and an honor for me to present that award to you. And I think maybe for a few reflections, as you heard about DMEC. It's not Dubai, it's the Dutch Maritime Energy Center. It works with clients to very much explore and realize clean energy solutions from the vast amount of energy stored in water, our oceans, basically oceans, rivers, and seas. And it was selected because of the proven concept in harnessing the abundant energy that is there in tidal waves. And if the technologies can be deployed at scale, I believe that the marine energy really has a true potential and true relevance in the reliability of tidal energy, and that tidal energy can peaks twice a day, where it can complement both the solar and wind energy intermittency. And in keeping in that Nexus theme, I think the marine energy solutions aren't just really about generating energy. The marine energy projects can work hand in hand with sea defense projects. If you take the tidal power plant in the Eastern Scheldt, surge barrier in the Netherlands, it's a barrier for sea defense, but it's also there to generate electricity demand for hundreds of houses nearby. And I think there's also huge potential in using marine energy innovations that cut emissions across both the aquaculture and mariculture projects. And a lot of technologies that I understand the DMEC is involved in is the creation of blue energy through the mixing of both salt and fresh water and creating voltage through a chemical process that is known as electrodialysis. And I believe that there is a pilot project there in, I need to pronounce it properly, so bear with me. I think it's called Afsluitdijk, if it's a correct pronunciation, barrier in the Netherlands, and I think it's there ready to be scaled up. So clearly a huge potential. And then it's marine energy is relatively new, a renewable form of energy source. I know that it faces still quite a lot of obstacles in terms of technologies and innovation, and of course the financing and public opinions and policies. But I think what DMEC is doing is actually addressing all of that to find ways to address these and find ways to accelerate those projects and work together with technology companies, utility companies, governments, and investors alike. So really, Brita and team, congratulations to DMEC. I very much look forward to learning more about your projects and seeing you next year at the Expo, along with the winners of the other 3 awards. At Shell, we very much are hugely excited to be taking part at the Expo next year. And I know that all our friends working together, we're working together with our Dutch friends in the Netherlands Pavilion too. So ultimately, just summarizing it back, the event of the Expo is a great celebration of achievements of the great leaders of the UAE, transforming the UAE from one of the most, from a place where it was only a couple of decades ago to one of the most prosperous and advanced nations in the world. And I think Expo 2020 is unfortunately had to be delayed by a year because of COVID, but I'm sure we're all dying to be together there, to connect together, and really can't wait to meet many of you. So thank you for this, and congratulations once again. All the best.
And Britta, congratulations. Like, would you like to address the audience?
Yes, thank you. Well, we're very honored to have won this Nexus prize and that we got that from Shell Alia Janabi. Not sure if I pronounced it well, but thank you very much. And also thank you to the NBC that we were invited and we got the opportunity to pitch. We are also very honored to have pitched for the jury and to got really interesting feedback and also to get to know all the other innovations, because I think we're all winners. We're all trying to make it a better world and to contribute to the energy transition. I specifically want to thank as well the innovations we're talking about, which are Redstack, Tocardo, and Tidal Bridge. They have real showcases, and we look forward to go to Dubai and then help us, that Dubai will help us to actually roll out those innovations throughout the region. And as we said in the beginning, the Dutch Marine Energy Center will now go for the Dubai Marine Energy Center. Thank you very much, and we're looking forward to work with you all.
Thank you very much, Britta, and thank you all for all the participants for contesting in the NBC 2020 Awards. I would like to ask our Consul General, Hans Sandé, to address the winners. And for me, again, you are all winners. Hans.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. And a big thanks, of course, to the NBC for hosting this event, organizing this event. It must have been blood, sweat, and tears in this COVID-like situation. Definitely also a big thank you to the members of the jury. This very complicated task, seeing how innovative and good all the the proposals were. Of course, also a big thank you to the sponsors. And then, of course, a very big thank you to the winners, a big congrats to the winners. And indeed, as many of you have said, including Stephanie, well, basically you're all winners. So we don't only would like to see the winners in Dubai, but all the participants. You can count on our support. That's also important. Me and my colleagues at the embassy, and of course also the ambassador, the Emirates, we're all available if you need support. So reach out to us, and we definitely hope to see you all in the Dubai Expo in 2021. And again, if you see all your proposals, all your innovative ideas, it shows how creative and entrepreneurial we are as a society. And indeed, through that, you are outstanding and exceeding everything that can be expected in this context. And you embody, in that sense, also business excellence. So again, thank you. And if I may, all stay safe and healthy. That's also very important in these troubled times. Thank you so much, Stephanie, and all of you.
Okay, thank you very much for these closing remarks, Hans. It has been very much a pleasure for us to be hosting the NBC 2020 Awards. This could not have been happening with like an entire team that has been working tirelessly to make it happen for our members. So first of all, a big thank you to our team, Nelleke, Tanneke, Ria, for gathering all these wonderful participants. A big thank you to Willem, to our moderator of the panel discussion, but also the director of Expo 2020 for related affairs. A big thank you to Mr. Ali, like you're still here visible for me, like for handing out the Shell Nexus Award today. A big thank you to all our jury members. I know I have to highlight them all. It's Mr. Sean Forster, Mr. Garrett Gallagher, Mr. Ajay Narain, Mr. Naveed Ahmed, Mr. Abdallah Al-Hamadi. I'm like, people are passing me all kinds of notes, but like, thank you so much for being part of our jury. I know, like, even from Shell, Will Moss was involved, Huda was involved. There have so many people looked at all these applications, and a massive thank you to everyone involved, and a massive thank you to you participants. You are going to make our world a better place, and we congratulate you, and we hope to see you all at Expo 20 in Expo 2021. Yes. Okay, I wish you all a very good day. Massive thank you to you all. Thank you, Hans, for being so supportive, and hope to see you soon and that we can travel and see each other again. Thank you all. Have a great day.
Ja,